Hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. This is the right place for you if you are a small business owner, entrepreneur, or content creator. If you want to find out more about my Instagram posting strategy for this year, 2020, then keep on watching. So a lot of people have questions about Instagram and they see a lot of changes that happen with it because it changes all the time from year to year, right? So one of the biggest changes with Instagram a few years ago is they rolled out the changing it from chronological order to like when the posts show up in people's feeds. And they changed it and put it into a new algorithm, which basically prioritizes what it sees as high value post to people. So what it does is it's going to take your post and it shows it to a small test group of people within your follower range, or maybe online if your post is more popular. And then if that post gets a lot of traction, if it gets a lot of engagement and things like that, then it's going to show it to a wider range of people. So basically that feeds into the idea that if your post is already doing well, it's going to keep generating and performing and doing really well for you. That's why you see so many of these like viral posts happening, and it's harder for people really when they're first getting started out to get noticed in the Instagram algorithm. This frustrates a lot of people, particularly business owners, because if you want to get your post seen, it's pretty tough. Obviously, you want to look to doing things like hashtags, you want to engage with your community and do a lot of those tactics. That's for another video. I actually have a video on my engagement strategy and hashtags and things like that. So I will add it here to the video. So you can click on that and watch it. And I will also link it below so you can watch that as well. So even up to last year, the strategy with Instagram is people wanted to get a lot of likes on their post, because the idea was that if you get a lot of likes and you get a lot of comments, then your post is going to be boosted up. That shows Instagram that people like your post. Well, a lot of people were kind of freaking out because then at some point Instagram fairly recently was like, oh, we're going to take away likes. So that's not going to be your main metric to show if your post is actually doing well on the platform. So with that being said, with the removal of likes or the de-emphasizing of likes, what are you going to focus on in terms of your posting for Instagram? So at this point, this kind of takes us into what my strategy is now for 2020. And that I'm really not that focused on likes. I like to get likes, but they are really vanity metrics. They don't mean a lot. They make us feel good, but they don't do a lot in terms of our account, as opposed to some other factors, really. So we want to shift the emphasis from likes to what? You still want to look at your engagement, obviously. Engagement is huge. So we're looking at it in terms of comments on your posts. This is one reason why it's important to comment back on each and every comment on your post, because that qualifies as adding another comment on your post, even though it's you commenting. So we're looking at the engagement in terms of that. Instagram looks at how long you're going to spend on a post, so how long your eyeballs are going to be on it, because remember, they want you to be doing, or they want to be doing rather, everything they can to get you to stay on the app. Because if you're staying on the app, then you have the potential to see more ads. It's a free platform. That's how it works, right? You know this if you're a business owner. So with my strategy now, I'm focusing on engagement. So I'm still doing the call to actions in my captions, whether it's asking people to comment or save the post or whatever. That launches me into the next thing. So when you're looking at the Insights tab, if you have a business account, you can look and see how many people shared your post and how many people saved it. Saving is a big thing in 2020, because if someone saves your post, then they're seeing your post as really valuable content. So valuable that they hit the little save button because they want to remember that they saw it and maybe look at it again later. Instagram sees that as really powerful. The second thing here is the sharing of the post, right? So obviously if your post is something that can be shared a lot, Instagram sees that and is like, oh, this must be really valuable content. Maybe showing it to a wider group of people than you would otherwise. So those are two metrics that you really want to pay attention to. That being said, for my Instagram strategy 2020, really I only started my business account in early this year. So I've already been implementing all of this into my strategy all along. So I'm not just going to be posting photos of my face or me out or whatever. What I'm doing is I'm integrating into my account doing videos, photos, and these shareable graphics. I'll talk about video in a moment. So by shareable graphics, what do I mean by that? So we're going to talk about quotes. You can do quotes, or you can do an infographic. So I'll give you an example of that here, where it's basically this, not that. So do this and not that. Or you can do an example of just like a little text quote that's really easy to share. So it might not be me quoting someone else and putting their name there. It might just be something that I've said. What you're seeing a lot on Instagram now is people doing more of the plain text shareable quotes, because they are so much easier to share. Even though you want to have your personal branding present throughout your profile, these kind of like plain quotes with like black text on a white background, the reason why people are doing that a lot this year is because it's so much easier to share to someone else's account. So think about this. If you create something that's plain like that, that's easier to share and doesn't have funky colors with branding, it's going to be so much easier for someone to share it to their story, because it doesn't ruin whatever aesthetic they're going for, because it doesn't have that much of a branded aesthetic in terms of colors, if that makes sense. So I'm integrating some of that into my account as well, and I do little pie charts. You're seeing them pop up all over the place. I think they're a really fun idea. I'm doing introvert pie charts on Instagram because I think they're funny and they're really shareable. So I did one that's like stages of being invited out as an introvert, so all the different stages that you go through, or like ways introverts make friends. I like to do those because they're really fun. I think they're really shareable, they're easy to save, and they promote a lot of engagement because it's just such a fun graphic that people are likely to comment on it and really enjoy engaging with me that way. So that's kind of how I up the engagement with that. And yeah, those have been doing well for me on my profile. And I still want to integrate photos of myself, meaningful captions, things like that. I tend to do long form captions. I have a writing background, so that makes sense for me. And long form captions, we saw a lot of that in 2019. Why did we see long form captions? Because they keep people on your posts longer, and it's more likely that people are going to engage with you when you're telling more of an in-depth story, either about you or an educational post like how to do something. So in my shareable content, I like to do a mix, as I said, of the entertainment stuff, but also a lot of really educational posts, because I want to position myself as kind of an authority in my field, somebody who knows, the business of Instagram and things like that. All right, so video, what type of video am I doing for my account? So the video that I'm focusing on there's 3 different things. Okay, so one thing is I'm doing video all the time in IG stories. I'm on stories every single day. I'm not always doing video trainings, but I'm doing some sort of stuff on there. But I do a lot of what I call mini trainings. So I talk about a topic, I do a few slides on it. I do that at least twice a week. And by the way, you should go follow me on Instagram if you want more mini trainings. And then the other things that I do is I get on IGTV. So that's just, IGTV is super powerful because it notifies your followers that you're online. And so it's a totally different type of push notification, which is amazing. And so it lets them know, hey, such and such person is on IG Live, to let them know if they want to tune in. If you're going to do an IG Live, I forget to do this, but what I recommend doing is let people know on your IG story in advance. Hey, I'm going to go live on IGTV, 5 p.m. Eastern time on Friday, blah, blah, blah. That way they know to tune into it. That way you have a higher likely chance of getting people to see you there. And another thing that I'm doing is integrating some videos into my feed. I don't do this as much as some other people do just yet, but you can take a pre-recorded video that you've already edited, or you can take one of your IGTVs and do this and just add it to your feed. I'm doing this with a couple of videos, but I haven't done it a lot yet so far, but I'm definitely on video on IG stories a lot. So that's a little bit of insight into my posting strategy. Please go check out my page on Instagram and you can kind of see that in action. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. If you like this video, make sure to hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. I post every single week. And yeah, come say hi to me on Instagram. Shoot me a DM. You have a question, whatever. My DMs are open. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching another video and I will see you all soon.